Hello again. Today I want to give you a quick introduction to the natural minor scale. There's quite a few different minor scales in music. There's the natural minor, the harmonic minor, the melodic minor, Hungarian minor, Neapolitan minor, all sorts of different ones. But if you hear somebody talking about the minor scale, then chances are they're meaning the natural minor. Okay, there's a few different ways to approach this depending on how strong your music theory background is on scale, chords and whatever. I'm not too sure where you're starting from. Hopefully you'll be able to follow what we're talking about here. If you haven't already come across the major scale, then there's another video on here called Meet the Major Scale. I strongly suggest that you take a look at that one first, because it explains some basic concepts about scale theory that we'll be using as a frame of reference when we're talking about the natural minor. Okay, so, well, that was a good start, wasn't it? Okay, back with a pick in hand. Okay, every major scale has a relative natural minor, and the relative natural minor is basically the notes of the major scale, but starting from the 6th degree. Okay, what I mean by that is, if we think of C major as an example, C major, you've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C. If we take the 6th degree of that, which is A, and play the notes of the C major scale, but starting from A, we get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and up to A again. Now, those note names are the same, but if you listen, the scales that we're playing using them sound quite different. If you compare the sound of the C major scale to the A minor scale, you should notice that the A natural minor scale has a much more sort of somber, sadder sort of sound than the C major scale. That's because the sound of the scale is not so much about the notes within it, but it's the intervals between the notes. If you think in a major scale, we've got intervals of a whole tone, a whole tone, a semitone, a whole tone, a whole tone, a whole tone, and a semitone. What we've got in a natural minor scale is a whole tone, a semitone, a whole tone, a whole tone, a semitone, a whole tone, and a whole tone. And that pattern of intervals gives the scale its particular sound. Okay, that's one way of thinking about the way the scale is built. A more common way of describing a scale, though, is looking at the notes in it and seeing how they compare to the parallel major scale. Parallel major scale is the major scale which has the same root. Okay, so we've got C major has a relative natural minor of A minor. A minor has a relative major of C major. It also has a parallel major of A major. Yeah, major scale with the same root note. Okay, so what we can do is we can compare the notes of the A major scale with the notes of the A natural minor. We'll start on an A, which is common to the A major and A natural minor. Second degree is a B. That's in A major and it's also in the A natural minor. But the third degree of the A major scale is C sharp. Now, we know that the A natural minor notes came from C major, which doesn't have a C sharp in it. It has a C natural, which is a semitone lower. So what we've got to, how we can describe that note is to say it's a flat third. It's not a third degree because that doesn't fit in with the scale. It's a flat third. It's a note that's been taken down by a semitone, which gives us a C natural. The fourth degree of A major is D, which is common to the major scale and the natural minor. The fifth degree is an E, which is in both the major and the natural minor. The sixth degree of the A major scale, though, is an F sharp. F sharp is not in the key of C major, so it won't be in the relative natural minor of A natural minor. Again, what we need to do is take that F sharp, take it down to F natural, lowering it by a semitone. So what we say there is that that degree is a flat 6th degree. Similarly, when we go up to the 7th degree of A major, we get G sharp. G sharp again, it's not in the C major scale, so it's not going to be in the A natural minor. We can take that G sharp, lower it to G natural, flatten it, so we've got a flat 7th degree. Gives us a note that fits in with the scale. So we've got a scale with the formula 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and back up to the root note. That is the A natural minor, and you'll often use a formula like this to describe scales. You know, you'll just describe them as a series of numbers and how those degrees of the scale relate back to the parallel major, which is why it's important that you have your theory head around the major scale, because so much of what we do in scale theory, chord theory and so on refers back to the major scale and uses that as the frame of reference. Okay, so that's the theory. That's how we come up with the formula for the scale. How do we play it? Well, if you've got your copy of PhatPhish there, dial in an A natural minor scale, and you'll see various potential fingerings. Let's look at one now where we're using the index finger as the root note on the bottom E string. So sticking with A natural minor, we can play it using this fingering. Okay, that's fairly straightforward in this one note, one finger per fret. Apart from that stretch up to the 2nd degree with your little finger, you need to make that one extra fret stretch. A little bit of a stretch, but it's not too bad, and with a bit of practice you should be able to play that reasonably comfortably, like this. Okay, so there's a fingering for the scale. If you've got a copy of PhatPhish, you'll be able to find loads of other different ways of arranging those notes on the fingerboard. But again, that shape, and because of the way that the guitar works, the way the notes are laid out, that scale shape is movable. So we've got an A natural minor scale here, we've got a G natural minor here, C natural minor here. You know, you can take that shape, you can move it around the fingerboard. So essentially, by learning that one shape, you now know 12 different natural minor scales. So spend a bit of time getting familiar with the way that the natural minor scale sounds, the way that you play it on the guitar. Also keep contrasting it with the sound of the major scale, because they are two completely different sounds. If you play rock music, I think you'll probably find you end up using a natural minor more often than you use a major. It's got a kind of sound that's better suited to that type of music. But it's still important to be familiar with the theory of the major scale, because that, as I was saying, that's your frame of reference for everything that we do. Okay, there's loads more to talk about on the natural minor. We talk about the chord harmonisation of it and modes and so on. But we're just going to basically scratch the surface today, give you a very quick introduction. That's what the natural minor scale is and how to play it. So spend a bit of time practicing that, getting familiar with the sound, and catch up with you hopefully in another video sometime soon. Bye for now.